wake up and welcome to another episode for the Thailand Tuesday here on the Funkit Pod. It's Tuesday, you know what it means. And I thought, and I kind of promised last week that this week we're not going to talk about Ukraine and Russia because I was being naive and thought, well, things are going to get better. Hopefully the whole world's going to come together. Yeah, so as we all know, Ukraine is still fighting off the Russian invasion, and well, it's still affecting the world, obviously. Nobody is as affected as the people in Ukraine, obviously. So I don't want to compare what's happening here or with anyone around the world with what's happening in Ukraine. So all the thoughts with the people of Ukraine, of course. But I did want to give a quick update on what's happening in Thailand. Did Thailand change its stance and so on? So first of all, Thailand is not on the list of bad countries that was being published by Putin and the Kremlin recently. Even though Thailand joined the United Nations in condemning what's happening in Russia, they didn't, make an official statement or they didn't change their official stance in regards to Russia. They're still trying to be somewhat neutral because, of course, what we said last time, lots of Russian tourists here, lots of export towards Russia here. And of course, Thailand doesn't want to jeopardize its ties with Russia. Nevertheless, the pressure from outside and within the UN, of course, was big so that Thailand also condemned what's happening. But that's about it. Now, what's happening in Thailand? So in Thailand, we have also some protests, kind of. We also have some protests, kind of, like Ukrainian tourists, for example, protested, and they've been told that if there are more than 50 people, they are violating the rules and regulations right now due to the COVID protocol, and then they will be reprimanded or will even have to end up in jail. So this got disbanded. And right now there are lots of Ukrainian, but also Russian tourists stuck in Thailand because they can't go back because flights been canceled. Ukraine, obviously, but apparently also to Russia. And then Russian tourists, for example, can't really use their credit cards right now anymore because of the being banned from SWIFT, for example. So then their credit cards don't work. So now the Ukrainian and Russian embassies, for their respective citizens, trying to figure things out here, and resorts and hotels trying also to figure out how to accommodate Russians and maybe have them pay later. Or I don't know what kind of solutions they're trying to find right now, but that's something that's happening here right now. So several thousand tourists from Ukraine and from Russia are now stranded in Thailand. Now you could say, of course, there could be worse places to be stranded, but especially if you're from Ukraine and you're not sure, like, if your country is still gonna be there when you come back, if your friends, your family still there. I think that's, even though you're in Thailand, I think that's a pretty tough situation that you're in there right now. Other than that, I've seen lots of now also Thai people wearing the Ukrainian colors. It's not like that everybody wears it, but if you go to the gym or so, you see more and more people spotting it. So I think slowly it's also coming through here. What else? Well, other than that, the Thai government now said that people from Russia and the Ukraine who can't return home right now, they can extend their visas and they don't have to pay an extra fee for it because it's not their fault that they can't go home. So that's kind of nice, I believe. On a different note, I tried to do the 90 days report online with a new website that they, I think, launched like late last year. So I tried it now for the first time and it's not working again. Well, it's working, but like the fields that are on the website, they don't match the fields that are on the PDF form that you get later. So for example, the PDF form says, which visa do you have? Non-B, tourist, and there's no field on the website to enter that. And when you enter your address on the website and on the form that you can print on the PDF file, basically, those fields don't match. So your address is then on, different in a different field on the PDF file, and there's no field on the website to enter your arrival card number, for example. Weird. So my 90 days report, online report, got rejected And I just got a new visa in January. My visa got extended, so there's no reason. My address is the same. So now I have to go there again in person to do the 90 days report in person. So another half day just for nothing. But again, that's definitely nothing to complain about compared with anything else that's happening in the world right now. We also see the gas prices here skyrocketing right now. I'm not really sure, and please educate me, I'm not sure how much that's related with the war in Ukraine and with Russia, because I would assume that A, Thailand's not importing that much. Well, yeah, so of course the global shortage then, so the global gas/gasoline shortage, of course, influences the global price. Yeah, okay, no, it does make sense again. I was about to say that I don't think Thailand is importing directly from Russia or anything, but of course, if like the global market doesn't import Russian gas, for example, then of course that reflects in the global market price, obviously. Yes. So Germany, by the way, since I'm from Germany, as you know, might even hear from my accent, said they don't want to denounce or they don't want to stop all the Russian ties in regards to energy import because the European Union can't do it all by itself. Yeah, great. But back to Thailand, of course. So again, to sum things up. So the Thai government does help the people here. At least they say you can extend your visa and you don't have to pay for it, which is nice. They try to figure out how to help the people that are stranded here and that don't have any means of payment right now because they're stranded here, Ukrainians as well as Russians. So that's also kind of nice, I believe. Like the embassies are working on that as well. We've also seen that some people now, some Thai people apparently wanted to join the military force in Ukraine. Ukraine, as you might know, asked for help from all across the world. They said, if you have military background, come join the fight in Ukraine, fight for us. And every embassy around the world would tell you what you need to do. They would background check you and so on. And apparently there have been Thais saying, hey, I have a military background. I want to join the cause and fight for Ukraine. And now the Russian embassy actually issued a statement saying, FYI, if you join that, you're not considered an official soldier by Russia. So you will not be a prisoner of war. So all the rules that apply to prisoners of war, according to the Geneva Convention, will not apply to you. You might be tried as a normal criminal, or maybe you just won't come back. So that's the statement. Apparently, I'm paraphrasing, but more or less along those lines that was published by the Russian embassy here in Thailand to deter Thais from joining that fight, of course. Okay, so that's it again from me, because I'm getting sad again talking about this. I really hope then next week we can talk about something silly again, like dating problems in Thailand or whatnot. But for now, that's it. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. Should Thailand have a stronger stance in this regard? Or are they being smart, trying to be somewhat neutral? What do you think? Let me know. As always, stay safe, take care, and I hope we talk again soon. Until then, Chok Di, Sawadee Krap. See you soon.